Welcome to St. Augustine, the oldest city in Florida and arguably one of the state's most beautiful. St. Augustine has a fascinating history as the oldest European settlement in the United States. It was founded in 1565 by the Spanish conquistador Pedro Menéndez de Aviles. After being sacked by English buccaneers in 1668, the Spanish began construction of the city's iconic Castillo de San Marcos fort in 1672. After coming under British rule, then Spanish rule again, it was ceded along with Florida as a territory to the new United States in 1821. In the 1880s, Henry Flagler decided to make St. Augustine a winter resort for the wealthy, so he built the Florida East Coast Railway to bring them here. In the 1960s, the city began a massive historical restoration project, the results of which you can see today. St. Augustine is also committed to making itself a welcome place for wheelchair users. Let's start exploring.
Beautiful historic area of St. Augustine, old St. Augustine. And what's really great, there are technically cobblestones, but they're paved and they're flat. And there's also no curb here. The curbs that are back there have curb drops, which is fantastic. But yeah, it's going to be smooth rolling through here, I think. So we are rolling down St. George Street in St. Augustine. And the great thing about this place is a nice pedestrian area, but the best part is that most of the stores have flat entry. So I will show you. Lots of people, very family friendly. And some places do have steps, but that one's pretty negotiable. And then you have stores over here with souvenirs that are flat entry. Lots of families with strollers. Like there's one that has a step, but then you look right across and that one is flat entry. So, yeah, if you're rolling here in a scooter or in a wheelchair, you shouldn't have any problem getting in. Not girly toys, manly toys. So a visit to St. Augustine would not be a real visit unless we stop at the Columbia Spanish restaurant. So totally accessible here, and it's absolutely beautiful, but the best part is the gazpacho. Cold tomato soup, very traditional Spanish, and I'm going to have some chorizo a little bit later. So not all of the sidewalks here are super smooth. If you look down, you can see it's a little uneven here. Say hi, y'all. We're about to go into the Lightning Museum, which also is home to City Hall here in St. Augustine, home to 19th century fine and decorative arts, one of the best collections in the country. So let's go check it out. So this is a huge surprise. We are at the Lightning Museum, and I am a huge fan of Downton Abbey, and they're at the tail end of an exhibition that's showing all of the costumes that they used for Downton Abbey. Check it out. This is so cool.
These costumes are us sized, Sylvia.
Us sized? Oh, you mean so I can actually wear this?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I just don't want it to get caught on my wheels.
All right, here we go. Nope. Let's try this again. You will not defeat me, St. Augustine. So we are at the St. Augustine Alligator Farm and Zoological Park, and we're going to take a look at a lot of crocodiles. They have Maximo, 15-foot 9-inch, 1,250 pound, the largest animal here. They have birds, they have lemurs, and the St. Augustine Alligator Farm boasts the first Indian gharial, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, breeding outside of its native range, and they have a lot of different alligators here, and it is fully wheelchair accessible from what I read, so let's go check it out. So these are albino alligators from Louisiana. They are said to bring good fortune to those who gaze upon them, so here's hoping.
Is really going to slow them down. It's going to create that nice initial burst of speed, and then they're going to get a bit tired and probably lay on down.
There's lots of ramps everywhere. It's really easy to get around, as you can see. So let's talk a little bit about parking in St. Augustine. It sucks. It took us 20 minutes just to find this accessible parking spot in front of the Castillo de San Marcos. It's a nice spot. It's relatively centrally located. There are several van accessible spaces in it. If you're trying to park in there, good luck. Get here really, really early to find a spot, or else you're going to be driving around just like us. So a visit to St. Augustine, you got to stop at the Castillo de San Marcos, or as we call it in Spanish, El Morro, which is right behind me, very similar to a morro in Cuba and in Puerto Rico. As you can see here in the sign, the fort was built in 1672. It stood firm against English attacks, helped Spain hold on to Florida, my home state. And then later it was a battery in the U.S. Coastal Defense System. So the bottom level is accessible. I can't make it up to the top to get some really cool views, but there's a museum down there and it's accessible, so let's go see what's down there. Castillo de San Marcos National Monument. Check out those cannons up there. That's pretty cool. Even more cannons. I have a link right here.
How we doing, ladies?
This place is super cool. We're great, thank you. So now we're in the interior portion of the fort, and some of the little rooms I can get in, but some I can't. So to give you an idea, here's a spot where I can get in. It has a ramp, and that's what it's like in there. It's kind of dark from where you can see. But then you have other rooms that are barracks and stuff. You have cannons, cannonballs, all that fun stuff. But then you have ramped rooms over here, which is really nice that I have all of this access. And some spots with the stuff to get in, but there are more rooms that are accessible and ramped than not. So that's cool. Unfortunately, like I said, you can't get to the top level, but it's still worth checking out. We are here at the famous Fountain of Youth in St. Augustine, found by Ponce de Leon in the 16th century, the first successful European settlement in the United States. So you may have heard, the Fountain of Youth, they've been searching for it for a really long time, and supposedly if you drink from the waters, you'll stay alive for a really, really long time and it'll keep you young. So we're gonna go inside. I hear it's wheelchair accessible. We're gonna go inside and see what the big deal is all about. So we're in the room where the Fountain of Youth supposedly was, or supposedly is. And yeah, so this is what we're looking at here. So this is the spring, and this is a room. And I can't get down to that area because, oh, you know, stairs. But this is it, folks. All right, we are at the spring, the Fountain of Youth, and I have water from the spring of the Fountain of Youth, so down the hatch. I guess I'm gonna be around for a long time. So the Fountain of Youth is actually an archaeological park. As you can see, it's really spread out. They do different shows here. They have cannon fire, they have demonstrations of different firearms, and it's right on the water, so it's really, really pretty. So it's not just coming to take a shot of water that'll keep you alive for a really long time, but there's lots of stuff to see and do, and as you can see, the paths are wide and paved. There are some places that have some loose gravel and some mulch, but you can pretty much access all of it. So this wraps up our accessible day in beautiful St. Augustine, Florida. Stay tuned for the next installment. Subscribe to my channel for more accessible Florida in motion with Sylvia Longmire from Spin the Globe.